Hey guys, welcome to the first video of the series Client Case Studies. Here I will be covering real projects with real clients so you can see all the process and learn insightful information. Okay, this first project, as you can see, it was done through the Fiverr platform. Most of you will probably know about this platform. It's mainly known because it offers very cheap services, and this is partially true. You can find almost anything with very low budget, but also sometimes very low quality. But it's a great platform to start in your freelance career if you don't have a lot of experience and you want to get the ball rolling. You want to do some networking, finding new clients, and learn along the way. I think it has some great opportunity inside. Personally, I started using this platform when I was at the start of my freelance career. Now I do not use it as much, but it helped me to gain some experience and work with clients. Okay, so let's cover this first project. This first project was sent 15th of March 2023, so it's already been a little bit more than a year. And this person wanted to get a motion graphic video to put behind the menu for an ice cream shop, which seemed quite an interesting project. So I was eager to know more details. So the first message I send the client is always to gather more information about the project. This is super important, especially in motion graphics. You really want to know what the client has in mind. You want to know the references. You want to know what they envision, and you want to create something that is along those lines, because if you're not understanding well their requirements, it's going to be very complicated, okay, to create a project. You're going to run into a lot of issues. Even if you create something that's looking very nice, but it's not aligned with what the client wants, it's going to be hard and a bumpy project. So I would recommend to always ask as much information as you can. In this case, I asked him for more references about the project to see the complexity of the animation. Right now, I actually do this a little bit different. Nowadays, I am sending directly a form that you can see here, a quick 2-minute survey, where the client can fill in details of the project, and you can already get all the insightful information that you need to start by them just filling this form, okay? You can also see what their video is going to be, what their budget's going to be. So if they have like very unrealistic expectations, for example, they want like a super complex video, 2D, 3D, visual effects, everything, and then they tap budget, they want just like $10, $100. Okay, you're already going to know that that is not viable, okay, and you're already gonna know that you can't work with this type of client, most likely. Okay, so after sending this message, here in this case, the client gets back with more detailed information about what they are trying to create for the video. So he mentions that he wants one video with sprinkles falling down, another video with tile cones flying across the screen diagonally, and a third video with a banana split being made. Okay, this is very helpful because I already know that this person has a very clear idea of what they want. Then, according to all of this information, I can start preparing a quote. Now, preparing a quote, it can be very tricky, especially at first. It's a big topic, okay? People don't know how much to charge. How much should you charge? So mainly I charge based on the factor of how much time it takes me to create something. So you set yourself, for example, an hourly rate for your work, and then you go like, okay, this project more or less is going to take me like 4 hours or 5 hours, so I'm going to charge this amount of money. The problem with this is that at first you don't really know how much time it's going to take. You might think, okay, yeah, this project is going to take me like 5 hours, and it ends up taking you like 20 hours, which it has happened to me, and it probably will happen to many of you if you're starting out. But you just learn by experience. You learn by doing a lot of projects, and you get better at knowing how much a video is going to take you to create. Okay, so oh, and also another thing, you also want to charge more for bigger clients. Okay, so I'm not going to charge for 1 minute animation. I'm not going to charge the same to a local shop owner than to like a medium-sized tech company, because the medium-sized tech company is probably going to get a lot more value out of this product. So also I am providing more value to them, and I will charge more for that. Okay, so in this case, I estimated that the project was going to take me around 8 hours of work, maybe 10 hours with revisions. So I charged a price of $460. I also told them that the video would take around 12 days to make, which I knew it was much less. But I was doing several projects at the time as well, so I wanted to have I wanted to make sure I was able to meet a deadline. Okay, if the client, for example, would have said, I need the video in 6 days, I probably could have said, okay, yeah, I can have it in 6 days, but for an extra price. Okay, so yeah, in this case, the client accepted. He was on board with the price and the timeline. So I sent the client the offer and he approved. All right. So if you're using Fiverr, as soon as a client approves your order, you will get this tab here. Okay. And here the client needs to fill in a little bit more of information. For example, like the dimensions of the video or other specific things. And then once he or she has filled all of this valuable information, I just get back to them with a quick reply message, which goes like this: thanks for your order. I will start working on it and will let you know if I have any questions. This ensures that the client already knows that I am aware of their project and I'm going to start working on it, which gives them some relief. Okay. After a couple of days, I started working on this, created the animations, which I'm actually going to share them with you right now, just so you can see. This was the first animation. Quite simple, bright colors, texture, a little bit of a rough texture. This is the second animation, the cones. Also, some stars and lights to add some detail. And this is the third animation, which is much more simple, just some sprinkles falling down. Okay. So I send the client these videos and he thinks, okay, where am I? Here. He likes them. Okay, these look great. So I go ahead and send them again in a higher quality format, which is a MOV format. And I offer also the extra files. Okay, so this is a nice upsell that you can do. Is when you're closing a project, you can offer the working files for an extra amount of money. It doesn't take you any extra work just to send the files, but I've seen that some clients will accept because they might need them to update something in the future, and it's a good way of having an upsell on many projects. So in this case, the client was happy. He didn't want the After Effects files, but he approved the project. Everything was good, no revisions. This is quite rare because on this project it went super smooth, as you can tell. He didn't want any revisions. This is not the case for most of the projects. Most of projects, clients will want many revisions. Okay. And he left a 5-star review, which I really appreciate. Thanks a lot. Big nose back. And it was great. He also left tip. He also actually didn't get the files, After Effects files, but he sent $69 of tip, which I appreciate a lot. So for this project, you can see that I sent the final files to the client directly, the animations, but this is not always the case. Okay, the process of each project is very unique and will depend on the complexity and the size of the project. I've had bigger projects like 2-minute animation videos with characters where the process was different. For example, first I sent them some storyboards. Once the storyboards were approved, then I sent them some designs. Once the designs were approved, then I finally sent the animation. Okay, but for this one, as it was something quite simple and the specifications were very detailed, I went directly just to create the video. But you will see that this really depends on how you structure things. Okay, so hope that you liked this first client case study. Let me know what you think, and if you have any questions or any other topics that you want me to go through, feel free to let me know, and see you around.